Hi, my name is Arash Sirat, and this study is about resolving a human crisis through remote sensing, equitable and sustainable use of internationally shared water resources. Here in these images you can see the Hamon Lakes, which were once a perennial body of water supporting millions of people. The lakes have become intermediate in recent decades, and they left more than 1 million people at desperate life conditions. And in this image you can see the entire basin that supports Hamon Lakes. Its total area is about 300,000 square kilometers, which is really big, and it is internationally shared between three countries of Iran, Afghanistan and Pakistan, where we can see in green the agricultural areas and agricultural developments mostly happening in Afghanistan, and the blue is the Hamon Lake itself and the water bodies. Now, the drying of the lake caused dust storms as the lake bed was revealed, and we all know that dust storms wreak death and destruction in desert regions globally. They occur basically as intense hot air over the desert causes low atmosphere to become unstable, that then results in strong winds that stir up the sand, and these sandstorms are quick and can catch people that are unprepared, and they can also cause serious respiratory problems for people. Now imagine being in an area that has dust storms more than 200 days a year. That's more than half of the year daily. And this is why exactly Zabul is called Earth's most air polluted city. And on top of that, the drying of the lake itself caused water crisis in the nearby cities, as people didn't have access to drinking water, clean drinking water, and they also weren't able to continue their agriculture and cultivate, and that resulted in huge poverty in that region. Now in the next image you can see the time series of the Hamon Lake itself. It shows the volume of the lake over time for the past 40 years. Now I computed this using tens of thousands of satellite imagery over the past 40 years. And as we can see in this plot, we can see a change point right in the middle where you can see the red dashed line showing that after near 2001, we can see abrupt change, a decrease in area of the Hamon Lake, or the volume of the Hamon Lake, and eventually leading to drying of the lake. And every now and then, due to flash floods and rainfall, the lake temporarily fills but then dries up completely again. Now we are after the causes of this drying of and this sudden shift in change in the volume of the lake. And in this figure you can see one of the drivers of this drought and the drying was a meteorological drought that happened in 2000s. The big red area that shows the drought, and this continued for 5 years. 5 years of drought caused the lake initially to shrink, but we can see after that the blue areas where they show the wet years, where there is more than enough precipitation. So we assumed that this returning to the normal conditions should restore the lake, but that was not the case, as we saw in the previous image. So one of our suspicions is the expansion in agriculture. Here you can see time series of 3 different regions where agriculture development and expansion happened. We can see somewhere around 2010 to between 2008 and 2010, we can see a change and an increase in agriculture area in this basin, which supports our findings that Harmon Lake didn't recover after that, because more water was being pumped out of the system and was used for agriculture. Not only that, but construction of artificial storage ponds near the Harmon Lake also aggravated the situation. As we can see here, the time series of the volume of the artificial lake itself that was constructed somewhere in the beginning of 2009 that basically diverted the remainder of the water of the Harmon Lake to this pond that ultimately revealed the lake bed and caused dust storms. So with our analysis and what we have found so far using these satellite imageries, we're able to continue our research and propose a sustainable path to water resource usage ultimately, and hopefully save millions of lives in the process. Thank you for listening.